with Company Match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Dana Trucking. Learn more and apply today at danatrucking.com. I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season, or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
You only allow 13 points to Maryland, who's averaging 30. You allow fewer than 400 total yards to an offense that blows past that. Great, but I still am left feeling, what if? Is there one more play, one more drive in this defense?
It's tough for me to put the whole onus, and I know you're not, but to put that onus on them.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. We're on 93.7 The Ticket. You know, I was just hoping that everybody had a safe Thanksgiving holiday. Holidays are sometimes it's tough for some and good for others. I'm one of those that is tough for because I don't have my parents. And ever since 2006, holidays have not been the same for me. But I'm hoping everybody out there had a safe and productive holiday. You know, I always want to, speaking of Thanksgiving, I just want to say this before we get started tonight. You know, being thankful kind of goes hand in hand with being grateful. And when you're grateful, I think it's real important because you can focus on appreciating what you have versus focusing on what you don't have. You know, a lot of people are so busy watching what other people got that they don't have. I think it works against you. So be thankful for what you have, you know, and don't take it like your day isn't coming, because it is. Some people get blessed a little sooner than others, but I think it's important that you really, really appreciate what you do have. That's what Thanksgiving means to me. I'm very appreciative. I want to give a shout out to Cedric Payne's family. Rest in peace, Cedric. And I want to say a big shout out to Martha Florence for all of her work of putting the services together. I had the honor of speaking at his funeral, and that was a big deal for me because, like I said, I haven't went to a funeral in over 17 years to where I actually had to be a part of it. So it was a tough time, but it was a good thing for me, and I saw some growth there. You know, good people. I'm always looking for good people for guests. And I'll be real honest with you. I'm very honored to have my guest tonight. And I want to bring him in right now. Is Jimmy with us? Jimmy Williams, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be on your show, man.
Well, Jimmy, we're going to have some fun tonight. Some of the things I'm going to talk about or ask you about, I already know, but I want all of the listeners and viewers to know.
Okay.
So we're going to give them a little inside peek, but we're going to start from the very beginning. Where'd you grow up, Jimmy?
I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area from a pretty large family. Of course, Toby and I, my brother, played at Nebraska, but there were 6 boys and 2 girls. And,
Okay.
In D.C., Maryland, Virginia area was home.
Okay. Now, what high school did you go to out there?
I went to Woodrow Wilson. It's a public school.
Okay.
Pretty good school. Not very good with football.
Okay.
At that time, they've since then been pretty good. But that's where I went to high school.
Well, let me ask you this. We're going to talk about some funny stuff here in a minute, but I gotta ask you, why did you and Toby, why did y'all end up at Nebraska? Because both of y'all are phenomenal athletes, and you could have probably went somewhere else. Why would you leave D.C. area to come to Nebraska?
That's a phenomenal story for us as well. We were, I think, at that time in our careers, underdeveloped and not exposed. Our program, the high school program, wasn't a very good program, and we were athletic, and so our coach did the best that he could, but we just weren't developed at that time. So my dad and I and Toby sat down and began to form a draft letter that we just started sending out in mass numbers to schools, looking for interest, looking for an opportunity to play. But we got none. We got no offers. We didn't get any interest, but Nebraska, because they had a walk-on program. And they looked at the film and said, hey, you guys are not at this time ready for a scholarship, but we do have a walk-on program that you guys can be a part of. And we were excited about it. We just wanted to play football and continue our pursuit of it. And so with that being the only offer and the only opportunity, we went.
I find that hard to believe, though, Jimmy, because, dude, you guys turned into some, really, really great players. And the fact that you had no offers. I want to take just a quick second to say this to all the youth out there that are playing. It doesn't matter where you think you are right now.
Right.
There's still hope for you, because this story we're talking about tonight is going to give a lot of people that don't feel like they're getting what they deserve as far as looks. I think you're going to inspire a lot of people. So back to you saying y'all didn't have any offers.
That's correct.
And so y'all just basically created an offer by drafting these letters. Is that what I'm understanding?
That was it. That was it. And as I said, we were talented, but skill-wise and position-wise, we just weren't there yet.
Gotcha.
And our program wasn't there yet. But man, we had a desire to play. We wanted to continue to play, and we would have taken any opportunity we had. Nebraska was the only opportunity. And by the grace of God, it turned out to be the right opportunity for the right time, and I firmly believe that God had his hand on it. And in his timing and his way, though I may not have, gotten what I wanted, or my brother, he knew what he was doing, and it was phenomenal.
Well, I'm going to say this to you. See, I didn't. You came. What years did you come out here?
79 through 81.
Okay, because see, when I got here, dude, you was already, is what I would call, on a defense. You was a problem. you was causing problems for different people, man, and I just find it hard to believe with, from what I remember, that you would have to walk on. But okay, now, so you and Toby walked on the same time, or?
Toby actually was he's a year older, but
okay.
he had failed a year in school and was held back.
Okay.
And
So y'all came out together.
So we came out together, and
Okay.
and then I wound up, excuse me, passing him because he redshirted and I did not.
Gotcha.
So, but
Well,
when we got here, man, we just went to work. We just went
yeah.
to work, in the weight room,
Yeah.
and
Big
learning
shout out to
the
Boyd
system.
Epley.
Pardon me?
Big shout out to Boyd Epley.
Well, Boyd Epley was my man. Him and Mike Arthur were my guys.
But no, go ahead. You said you just came out here and just put your head down and went to work.
Put our heads down and went to work, and that's one thing that I knew that I could do. I knew that my opportunity would catch up with me. I knew that. And so did my brother. So we just went to work. We became, I think, understudies to Boyd Epley and Mike Arthur, who at that time, were instrumental because we had not lifted weights. So we weren't there yet. And we got in the weight room and got bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah,
and,
well, that y'all did.
yeah. Started to learn the system, and became familiar with it, and it just started clicking for us.
Well, let me ask you this right here. Now, by the time you were, let me see, I'm trying to put the timeline to this. I know when you was a junior, you was already playing quite a bit. Is that right?
That's correct. I started my freshman and sophomore year. I did not play and played sparingly, if anything, maybe special teams. So it wasn't until my junior year and senior year that I started.
Okay. Well, I got to tell this funny story now. And this right here this is another one of the classic stories of Ricky throwing himself under the bus. For those of y'all out there listening, I want y'all to know something about this man. He's a very humble man, but I'm going to put it out there. Jimmy was playing defensive end, and we had a drill called one-on-one. And now I want you to picture this in your mind. I'm like 165, maybe soaking wet, and Jimmy's what were you your junior year? About 210, 220?
About 215.
About 215, but strong as all get out. So I'm in a 3-point stance. Jimmy's in a 2-point stance. And first time, I think he just felt sorry for me, so he just kind of put his hands on me and pushed me out of the way like, you're too little, man, but you know what? I know I admire you trying. And then the next time I came up, Jimmy looked at me and said, Coach Huey, give me somebody up here, man, that give me some competition. Man, Ricky too little. I appreciate that, Jimmy. I want you to know because I knew I didn't have no win, and I knew what was going to happen if you put your full effort. And you showed love, and I just want to say thank you. I never got a chance to thank you for that.
Well, you know what, you were a talented player, and ultimately became a very good player there. You just were young at that time, but you turned it out, man. You turned into a great player.
I'll be honest with you. I was not disappointed when I went from wing back to wide receiver,
right?
Because I knew I didn't have to see you no more. Not in one-on-one drill. And I was out there with DBs, Now, Rodney Lewis was a problem, and Russ G. But I could fare pretty well with the rest of those guys. So I felt a little more comfortable out there. But, Jimmy, now, share with us, man, your senior year was a really big year for you.
Yeah. My senior year was the year for me because I stepped into the player that I could be. I think all of the hard work as a freshman and sophomore, studying, learning, lifting, came together. And that senior year, I had a pretty good year, played well, stayed healthy, which was key, and the team did really well. Which also helped me as well. And I was really proud of it. Looking back at where I had come from, how I had started to be at that position, it's going from A to Z. And so I was really pleased.
Well, one thing I'll say about you, man, if I remember correctly, you became a team captain that year too, right?
I did. Became team captain. I was an All-American that year. I think I was 7th on the Outland trophy kind of award. It was just a great year as a player.
Well, I got to share another funny story. I got a lot of. I think we had finished your senior year, but you was back just working out, waiting on the draft, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we was on that little indoor area, and we was running routes and stuff. And somebody said, "What's up, Jimmy?" You said, and your response was real cool. You kept a straight face. You said, "Hey, man, my name Kodak." I never forgot that because it was so funny because you said it without a smile. You're like, "Oh man, my name Kodak." And for those of you who don't know what that means, he's referring to being a Kodak All-American, which you earned, man. And like I say, I make light of things, Jimmy, because I like humor and stuff. But it was just funny because the way you said it, you just walked away like it was no big deal. But that was you. That's the Jimmy I remember. You went out there. You was very serious about what you had to do, and you took care of your business. And I respect that, man. Now, when you finished your career in Nebraska, what was the next step?
Well, when I finished, I was in a great position to be drafted, and so I was drafted in '81 in the first round, 15th pick overall to the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
And that was that's the highlight of any collegiate.
Yeah, well, coming from a walk-on out of DC to being a first-round draft choice and All-American, dude, you put in a lot of work to get that. No one gave that to you. You earned that.
That's right. It was a lot of hard work, came a long way, and so I was at the other end of the spectrum at that time.
Yeah, right.
And it was an exciting time for me. I loved playing for the Lions. Played there 9 years, and then I played a year with the Minnesota Vikings, and then I played the last 2 years or 12 years with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But it all started with being drafted by the Lions, and it was surreal, to be honest with you, to be thinking that, hey, I just got finished walking on to this program without a scholarship, and here I am, the 15th pick overall. That's a lot to take in.
Something else that I just thought about while you were talking, man, is share with us. Now, you was basically like a defensive end in college and a linebacker in the pros.
That's correct.
And what was your 40 time?
My 40 time was pretty good. It was a 4.34 at Nebraska, and that was one of the things that I think separated me and helped me in terms of playing, and then obviously being drafted. That was had pretty good speed.
Right. That's real good speed. That's good speed, period. You can teach a person how to take a step and be here, but you can't teach them how to be there in 2 seconds.
That's exactly right.
And when you showed up, Jimmy, you had bad intentions. Let's just be real.
I tried to.
Yeah, like I said, I want everybody to understand something. Jimmy's just a real humble guy, and I respect that. But, dude, when this dude showed up, from running a 4.3 at his size, and he had bad intentions for you. He let you know he was there. You didn't have to worry or wonder. You knew what it was about when Jimmy showed up, and he let you know about it too.
I did. I loved my time at Nebraska. I loved it. I loved Coach Osborne. I did. He was at that time pivotal and important to my life as a man because of the example that he set. He was honest and for real about the walk-on opportunity that I had.
Right.
I never felt like I was any different than any other player. Was coached the same. And I got to see really over 4 years a consistent model of integrity and of being a godly man. And it played a huge role with me. I still contact Coach Osborne once a month, and I'm 63. I still contact him once a month, and we talk about various things, and have from the time I played to when I started coaching to retirement. And he was just a pivotal guy and the right guy for me at that stage in my life.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking again, you played 12 seasons in the NFL. And then after that, you didn't just retire, you went into coaching if I remember correctly.
I did. I initially started helping out a buddy of mine at a high school as a D coordinator, and one day a coach came in. We sat down and we talked. He talked about opportunity of coaching it was at Grand Valley State here in Michigan, and I started out at Grand Valley State at my coaching and went from there to Toledo. I coached at Nebraska for a very short time, and coached it was about 17, 18 years.
Wow. And, so where all did you coach? Just kind of walk us through that.
I started out at Grand Valley State. It was a Division II program in Michigan. And then I went to Toledo, and I coached at Toledo. From Toledo, I went to Nebraska, coached the linebackers at Nebraska. From Nebraska, I went to Buffalo, coached with Coach Turner Gill. There was a D coordinator there.
Okay.
From there, I went to University of Alabama, Birmingham. Coach linebackers, was assistant head coach and D coordinator there. And from there, I went to Bowling Green and coached at Bowling Green. And then after that, when my kids left, I stepped down and retired.
Okay. Well, Jimmy, I mean, that's a pretty extensive career. You put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
In a lot of different places.
Yeah. I mean, coaching is not easy. It's a tremendous job, but I loved it. And I never felt like I was concerned with the time or the workload. It's just what came natural to me. I love being still connected to the game. I really particularly loved impacting young men's lives. I know coaching is important and winning is important, but man, when you have the opportunity to influence someone's life, you're in a powerful position. And I knew that, and it was at the forefront of my mind. And I thought I did a good job of it, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Well, apparently you did a great job, because one thing about coaching, it's a very, very unique profession. Because, I mean, let's be real about it. Well, sometimes they move you around quite a bit. Don't very many coaches get to do. Let me just say it this way: there's not many situations like Coach Osborne.
Right. That's a rarity to go somewhere and be where he was for that many years. That's the exception, not the rule. But I mean, it's a testament to the type of man he is and was. And his coaching, he kept his staff together for 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's just a testament to the type of man and type of coach that he was and still is today.
Yeah, and that says quite a bit. But look, hey, don't go anywhere. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with former Husker Jimmy Williams on 93.7 The Ticket to Get Your Happy On Hour. We'll be right back.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about
atomic diesel?
that comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems.
Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Fuhrer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Join DP and Jay Foreman on Monday, November 27th at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill from 4 to 6 p.m. They'll wrap up the regular season with Husker Online Sean Callahan and preview the month ahead. That's Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we back. Hey, Austin.
Yo, Ricky.
I got a question for you.
I got an answer for you.
Hey, man, anybody over there hitting us up on the comments or anything?
1, 2, 3.
3. Well, let me see who we got.
We got Carla saying you look great.
Carla,
you're right.
Carla, homegirl. What part of the country are you in now? I know you was in Germany, but who knows where you might be. But thank you for tuning in and taking time to tune in. Appreciate that. And thanks for the compliment too, homegirl.
Number 2, we got Brett says, happy Sunday, Big Brett and Jimmy.
Brett down there in Tulsa, man. Boy, you consistent if you ain't nothing else, man. You know, I just want you to know I appreciate that, man. And everything is good. And Big shout out from me and Jimmy to you, man.
Then you name drop the third guy, Rodney Lewis, listening in.
What?
He says, "That's what's up, Big Jim." Rick, you're supposed to ask him about all the trash talk. He would use another word, but he knows you're family friendly.
Hey, Lou Love, you know we finna go there next, man. I appreciate you, Rodney, man, for tuning in. And yeah, me and Jim finna get into that, man. I'm definitely finna ask him about it, especially since you brought it up. Appreciate that Lou Love. Jimmy, you still with me?
I'm still with you, brother.
Okay, look here, man. We was talking about Coach Osborne and the influence that he's had on you, and it's well documented the influence he's had on me. But one thing I will say is the fact that he kept his staff together the way you were referring to earlier before we went to break is really rare if you look around the college or just any coaching staff, high school, college, or pro ranks. I mean, staying together for 2 decades plus is very rare.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it speaks to him as a person, obviously as a coach, but it also speaks to the culture that he established in the program and with his coaches.
Yeah, well, and a lot of times, Jimmy, I will say this, man. Coach Osborne, I had to give him credit because his assistants, man, them dudes was on their grind. I mean, Coach Osborne might be standing over looking in the sky like he don't hear or see some of this stuff, but he had some assistants that were serious about their business.
Yeah, I mean, he really did. I mean, for them to stay and stick with him that long meant that loyalty was huge, and the way they were treated was huge. The standard was huge, and to agree with that, to come back year after year when there's other opportunities.
That's what I was just getting ready to say, man. I know those guys because if I and correct me if I'm wrong, but man, I remember always being in the top 10 in the nation or better.
Yeah,
is that pretty accurate?
That's pretty accurate. I know that we may have lost maybe one or maybe 2 games a year, and we were consistently in a bowl game. We were consistently high in the numbers defensively and in every area of statistics, and offensively as well.
Yeah, and see, that's the part that gets me, because when you got those type of stats behind you, usually them coaches start getting offers.
Yeah.
To go to other schools, because it's like people want to duplicate what you're doing.
Right.
And they start picking off some of your staff, man. But that staff stayed together for a long time. And I think that helped us too as players.
Huge. It's huge. It's huge. I mean, just being in the coaching profession for the time that I was in, I mean, there was consistent turnover.
That's my point. Yeah, exactly.
And guys were consistently moving for different reasons, but mostly was to move up and have a better opportunity. And so for him to have that for so long is pretty special.
Well, hey, Jimmy, I can't let it slide because Rodney Lewis, a.k.a. Lou Love, done spoke on it. So, and if we don't speak on it, he got both our numbers, and he going to call us and, man, why come y'all didn't answer my question? Oh, hey, you want to speak to that, man? Rodney seems to think that you did a little trash talking. Is that true?
That's true. That's true. I did a little bit of trash. I probably did a lot of trash talking.
That's what I'm thinking. If Rodney brought it up, it had to be a lot of trash talking going on.
It was all in fun. It was all competitive. To be honest with you, at that stage in my life, it was pretty much who I was at that time. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. The trash talking part, it did make you get your competitive juices going, because one thing you didn't want to do is you didn't want to be looked upon as, hey, man, I'm not competing.
Right.
And then, too, see, this is the part a lot of people don't understand. They saw on the field. We spent a lot of time off the field together.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't want to be the one person in the room that wasn't handling his business, because the trash talking kept going.
It did. Yeah, it did. That was when I look back at my younger self, that was my personality. and it was all in fun. It was competitive, because I thought I was at that time, and I was around guys that understood me. You know what I mean? So I could be me.
Well, you know what? I mean, now looking back on it, man, I mean, it's just funny because at the time, it was serious, but we still had fun with it.
Yeah.
And it was more fun afterwards, like after practice, just sitting back going over it. It was, I mean, those are private moments that we won't get into, but I will say this, man. I have the utmost respect for the black shirts because you guys, man, you guys were serious, man. And y'all 3 and outs was a real regular thing for y'all.
Yes, it was.
I didn't see y'all letting people hold the ball against us very long. Y'all didn't do that.
I mean, being a black shirt still gives me goosebumps. That's how serious it was to me. I know it was to our defensive coordinator, Charlie McBride, who did a phenomenal job. And it was to everybody in that union. There's just something special about being a black shirt. And I have that in me and took that with me for 12 years in the league. Everything that it was and was all about was who I was and how I played.
Well, let me ask you this. You say you spent your first 9 seasons in the league. You spent them in Detroit.
Right.
What was that like, man?
We had some success and I enjoyed that. What I really loved was competing on Sundays. I was a competitor. I loved competing on Sundays. And more important than that, I loved everything that happened before that. I loved the preparation, the time in the weight room, the time, in working out, the time studying and breaking down an opponent and preparing for them, the grind. I loved the grind. And it was who I was. And that stemmed from Nebraska. I mean, everything that I learned at Nebraska was how I played.
Nebraska basically laid the foundation for your career.
They laid the foundation. My handling of adversity, being resilient, working hard, prepping, everything. It came from Nebraska.
And that's quite a compliment, to the University of Nebraska as well, because I'll be real honest with you, man. A lot of times when we was in college, man, we didn't have a lot of the benefits that they have today.
Mm-hmm.
So we made do with what we had, but man, it didn't take away from our efforts. I mean, I look at little things like the facilities and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, we didn't have the facilities that they have right now.
That's interesting that you say that, because I think that's what separated me, what separated guys like ourselves from that time, is that you had to learn how to work. You had to learn how to be resilient. There was no other option to go anywhere. If you weren't starting, you had to take a look at yourself and then go to work.
Right. Yeah.
And so
wasn't no transfer portal.
No transfer portal, and that's missing. That's the missing today. You have a different type of athlete today. It is what it is. You have a different type of athlete, and the beauty of being able to stay at a program, you learn and you grow and you mature and you become a better person, and that transfers over to becoming a better athlete. And that's what I experienced at Nebraska, and that carried with me through my career.
Well, I agree with that 100%. And the reason why I say it too is because when you have to sit there and watch other people and wait your turn,
mm-hmm.
and that, like you say, you can't just jump in the portal, or you can't, you got to wait, or either, like you say, it makes you work harder.
Yeah.
Because I actually think the biggest growth period I had was my redshirt year, when they had me running scout team against y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that wasn't fun, but but it made me work, because I know if I don't work, I know what's coming. Because it's either you on one end, Rodney and Russ in the back end, and then Darren Nelson on the other end. I'm like, wait a minute, man, and y'all giving me a what kind of line?
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, the process to becoming anything in life has a road of trials and tribulations.
Correct.
And
I agree with that.
And in that process, you learn and you develop and you grow, and then you relearn and redevelop and grow. And it's just so pivotal to becoming the type of athlete or father or parent that you want to be. And that's what school gave for me.
Yeah, well, the work ethic seemed like it came from that.
Yeah.
I mean, they established a work ethic that we all understood. Now, I speak for myself. I did a lot of complaining, especially when at the beginning of the year when they make us run a mile and a half. I'm a sprinter, I ain't no marathon guy and ain't no distance runner. And, I used to think that, man, I have never played on a football field that was a mile and a half long. But, we did it.
Yeah.
And once we did it, I think I was better for it because I proved to myself that I could do it.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, man, a mile and a half, that didn't really have nothing to do with me, in my mind.
Yeah. and for me, it was my bread and butter,
Yeah.
and the weight program at Nebraska, I still did the same stretching and the same weight program throughout my entire 12 years that I got from Nebraska. And honestly, to be honest with you, I didn't find any that were better in the league, not one.
Wow.
That's how good Boyd and Mike Arthur were. I didn't find any that were better. And I leaned on that, and it carried me through.
Yeah, well, your career speaks for itself. I mean, you can't stay in the NFL that long because the understanding I got from the NFL is it means not for long.
That's true. That's true.
So for you to stay in there 12 seasons, man, I mean, kudos to you on that, man. Just know, man, I'm really what I'm trying to say in a nice way, man, is I'm just proud of you because I know what you had to go through to get to where you are. I just wanted you to share it with everybody because sometimes people only see all the highlights.
Yeah.
Well, look, hey, we're going to take one more quick break.
Yeah.
Then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this thing up. But don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket is to get you happy on hour.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season. Or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator, buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
USTOP is a member of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LIBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with United Way of Lincoln and Lancaster County. Stop by USTOP and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
The holidays are right around the corner. This is a great year to give your family and loved ones the gift of shoes to encourage them to stay active. Fleet Feet Lincoln fits you properly for shoes, and they offer a free group that meets 3 days a week, plus other training programs and a walking group on Mondays. Get healthy, stay healthy with proper shoe wear from Fleet Feet Lincoln and a group of friends that will support you and keep you accountable. Start your health adventure at Fleet Feet Lincoln at 77th and Pioneers.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, which started in Hastings in 1983, I often reflect on the Lincoln men's stores no longer here. They are McGee's, Ben Simons, Landon's, Rothschild, Sir Winston, Post and Nickel, Ragman, Murray's, Miller and Payne, and Joseph A. Bank. You know where I'm coming from. Gary Michaels has been battle tested, and we are committed to serve Nebraskans as your premier store for men for many years to come. Gary Michaels Clothiers, 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
The holidays are drawing closer, and there's not many things better than getting the gift of relaxation. Not just for yourself, but for anyone in your life. During November, for every service you get at the Body Shop, you get entered into their drawing for a free massage gift certificate equal to your last service. This goes all the way to the week before Christmas, so book your appointments now at thebodyshoplincoln.com and treat yourself and loved ones today. The Body Shop at 48th and A. Join DP and Jay Foreman on Monday, November 27th at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill from 4 to 6 p.m. They'll wrap up the regular season with Husker Online Sean Callahan and preview the month ahead. That's Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
You only allow 13 points to Maryland, who's averaging 30. You allow fewer than 400 total yards to an offense that blows past that. Great. But I still am left feeling, what if? Is there one more play, one more drive in this defense?
It's tough for me to put the whole onus, and I know you're not, but to put that onus on them.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Hey, Austin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. We got any more comments?
We got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Odious Lee, tapping in.
Big brother. Man, we got Odious Lee. Man, check this out. Odious, man, I appreciate you checking in, man, because it's important that as many people as we can, man, especially people that like yourself. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the support. And I got to give you a big shout out for cooking all that food for the Letterman Club. And for us, every spring game, the day after every spring game, you lay it out for us, man. I just want you to know it's not taken for granted. We appreciate you, big bro. Hey, Jimmy.
What's going on?
I got a quick question for you.
Okay, shoot.
But that with all that hard work that you had to put in, and and like you said, you got a lot of your work ethic from Nebraska. I want to know, man, you've been busy, dude. You had the NFL career, then you went through all this coaching for a long period of time. What are you currently getting into, Jimmy? What are you doing?
Well, right now I'm taking a little break, man.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved break.
Coaching is.
Where you living?
I'm living in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh,
yeah. And
so you up there with the Big Blue?
Yeah. But I'm a big Red fan. I ain't a big Blue fan.
Okay. I don't want to see you
do or die. Do or die.
I don't want to see you walk around on Michigan campus, man.
No. I'm a big Red fan. Do or die, no matter what.
Got
it. And so I retired a couple years ago, and so I do some active things with the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
And then from there, it's been kind of just taking a little bit of break. I've been going on some vacations,
Well,
spent some
didn't you
time
spend
with
some time in Minneapolis with Rodney not too long ago?
Yeah. I went back to a Minnesota Vikings reunion, and I caught up with Rodney there in Minnesota. We spent some time, reflected on our time together, had some laughs, and enjoyed it.
Well, that's something else I want everybody to understand. All us former players, man, we have a bond that nobody knows really. I mean, they know of it, but they don't know how serious it is. I mean, we're really brothers. If you played with us, it depends on if you're older or not, but you're either my big brother or my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that about us, man. And I like the fact that we still stay in touch. And it just means a lot to me because the world is changing on us, and time, no one has guaranteed contracts on life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important that we all try to stay in touch with each other. And again, before I run out of time, I got to say thank you for taking time out of your life to be on my show, man. I appreciate that.
Well, I thank you as well. It was a blessing.
Well, the thing about it is we got another chance to look at life from a different angle.
Yeah.
I mean, we went through what we went through. I mean, we all had to grow up and become men.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that common denominator too. A lot of us, we give credit to Nebraska. Right. Because a lot of us aren't from here, but we came here to learn what we needed to learn, and it's still staying with us.
And I just want to say this. I have to say this. That the biggest thing that I got from Nebraska from our coach was my faith in Jesus Christ.
There you go.
My career was the result of a lot of hard work but my career is just too improbable to be claimed by myself. Right. God had a hand on it, even when I didn't know him, even when I wasn't living right and acting right.
Right.
He knew me, had a plan for me, and I accepted the Lord my third year in the NFL, and a lot of it had to do with what I witnessed at Nebraska through our head coach. And I'm not all that I can be, but I'm not what I used to be.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to be better. And
that's the point right there.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say that, man, that everything is due to my faith in Jesus Christ, period.
Well, you know what, Jim? That to me says it all, because I mean, without him, we can't do nothing.
No doubt.
And if people think they can, they're wrong. They'll figure it out later on, but we figured it out.
Amen.
Hey, man, I want to thank you again for being a guest on the show.
Thank you.
And we're going to get ready and get up out of here, but I always end my show the same way. Every day you blessed to see, it truly is another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy Go! Thank y'all for listening. See you next Sunday night.
Join DP and Jay Foreman on Monday, November 27th at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill from 4 to 6 p.m. They'll wrap up the regular season with Husker Online Sean Callahan and preview the month ahead. That's Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. The holidays are here, and Fairway has everything you need for charcuterie boards, shrimp trays, party platters, wine, beer, spirits, and more. Plus, custom fresh cuts on USDA choice or prime grade beef, all natural pork, fresh chicken, and seafood. Your holiday meals start at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Winter is fast approaching. Have you winterized your sprinklers yet? If not, get it scheduled as soon as possible with Penner Sprinkler and Lawn before damage occurs that could turn an unfortunate winter into a rough spring ahead for your system. Plus, they are already scheduling installs for sprinkler systems for next year and all other lawn care needs. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215. That's 402-413-1215. Penner Sprinkler and Lawn.
The holidays are right around the corner. This is a great year to give your family and loved ones a gift of shoes to encourage them to stay active. Fleet Feet Lincoln fits you properly for shoes, and they offer a free group that meets 3 days a week, plus other training programs and a walking group on Mondays. Get healthy, stay healthy with proper shoe wear from Fleet Feet Lincoln and a group of friends that will support you and keep you accountable. Start your health adventure at Fleet Feet Lincoln at 77th and Pioneers.
USTOP is a member of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LIBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with United Way of Lincoln and Lancaster County